Hello everyone, it's Jessica with another layout for the ThermOWeb design team. Today I'm using the Color Harmony foils in the shades of red, as well as the new toner card fronts by Deco foil. So I've got a white piece of cardstock here for my background that I'm going to be starting with, and my photo of my baby girl, which I'm also matting with some white cardstock again, surprise, surprise. And I've got this cute little photo of her from Easter of last year when she was wearing her cute little spring dress. And I've got a title piece that I'm going to use today that says Spring Vibes, and I'm going to be using that. It's by Colorcast Designs. So I've got my toner card fronts here that I've pulled two of out. I ended up actually only needing to use one, but I am just doing some ink blending here with a couple shades of Distress Oxides, and then I'm going to run them through my Fuse laminating system here beside me. It's actually heating up now, and I'm going to run that through with some of the shades of red foil. I can't remember the name of the one that I actually used, but I'll try to list it below if I remember. But I only ended up using one of the shades, but I love these packs because they come with 4 different shades in them. So you get, I think it's 20 sheets of a foil in each pack, and you get 4 different shades. So it's a perfect purchase if you want to buy different colors, but you don't want to buy all the big tubes of them. So you get 4 different colors in these ones, which is great. So I'm just putting that between a craft and carrier sheet that I actually cut down. I trimmed it lengthwise so that it would be able to fit into my Fuse laminating system. So I think it's like 6.5 inches or something like that. And I'm just running that through with the foil on top of the design. And I'm just cleaning up my glass mat here while that runs through so that you can see kind of in real time how long that takes. This video is sped up a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty much real time. But there's how it came out. It's just so beautiful with that pink foil on there. I just love it. And I'm actually going off a design by, I believe it was Daniela, and I'll link her Instagram below because she has a beautiful layout that's similar to this one, and I just loved it. So I wanted one for my book too, but I was using hers as inspiration for my layout here. I've trimmed down my toner card front into those 2 pieces that you see to put on either side of my layout, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap some of this twine around my Colorcast acrylic piece here for my title. And then I'm going to make that flow throughout the page across the whole page. So I'm just winding it around here. I found that it wasn't really sticking very good. So what I did is I pulled out some of my Ultrabond liquid adhesive and I just put a little dab of it on that one side where it wanted to kind of slip down just to hold it in place. And that really seemed to secure it very well. So I'm just threading that around there and making sure I have some extra to wrap around my page. And enough to tie it in a bow. I wanted to tie it in a cute little bow on there as well. So that's what I'm doing here. And then that's going to be my title piece. So I'm just going to kind of place it around this area somewhere and then continue to work on this. From here, I'm just using some of the Easy Tear tape. I like the 1/2 inch size. It's kind of hard for me to peel off the back, so please bear with me while I peel the backings off of these, because with these nails, it's very hard for me to get that backing off, so I kind of struggle with it a little bit. But normally, with normal nails, it is not hard to peel that off at all. So if it is hard for you to get the ends of it off, all you have to do is kind of rub the edges a little bit, and it kind of makes that stick down a little bit with the adhesive, and then you are able to peel it up a little bit easier. So I've got some papers here from the smaller paper pad from the Simple Stories collection. I think it's called Blooms or something Blooms. I can't remember offhand. I'm doing terrible with names today. But it's by Simple Stories, and I'm just pulling off a couple of these little papers from the paper pad, and I'm going to mat my photo with some of these layers. And I'm also grabbing some plain white tissue paper to back behind my photo as well. And I'm just going to use some Easy Tear tape on that to secure these layers. I don't usually use Easy Tear tape for tissue paper because I'm afraid that it'll rip. Usually I use my Ultrabond liquid glue to secure those layers in place, but I don't know, I had it here and it was in my hand already, so I just decided to use it. So I'm just trimming this layer out with my scissors, and I've got my photo matted, and she's just super cute. I love this photo of her. And I'm going to actually add some more layers in behind my photo as well, in some strips and things. So I'm placing this one behind my photo. I'm going to use that as I think that's my final layer actually behind it. And then I'm going to place some strips and things in behind to embellish kind of. And then I'm going to end up doing some die cutting off camera as well. I have a manual die cutting machine, so I've grabbed some little kind of like some fern and leaves dies. I think the ones that I used might have been from Hip Kit Club, if I remember right. And yeah, so I just cut a bunch of those out. I'm going to tuck those in here in a minute. And here's my little strips that I'm going to place behind my photo for some interest there. I'm distressing all these edges. I like to kind of fold back some corners and things when I'm distressing. But I'm just building the layers behind my photo just to give it a little bit more interest. Here I'm just distressing the edges of this. If you don't have an edge distressor, you can also use the edge of your scissors to do that. It just kind of roughs it up a little bit and gives it a little bit of flair. So I'm just doing this last one, which I'll tuck in beside. I'm just using my memory tape runner. I'm going to show you how easy it is to refill this. So you just pop this little tab there and the top flips up, and then you just pop the new refill in. It is seriously that quick and that simple, and that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love those tape runners. It's just so fast to refill them. So you saw me run out and you saw me refill it super fast. So here's my little sticker sheet from this collection that I'm using, and I'm just going to tuck that little market sticker in there. I think it's super cute. It doesn't really go with anything on my layout. Like, we're not at a market or anything, but I know I'll never use that sticker anyway. So I just really thought it looked cute as a layer at the top of my photo. Then I'm going to pull out some of the die cuts and maybe use a couple of these little stickers here, these little labels, wordy bits. I love my little wordy bits on my layouts. I'm always using those. But pulling out some of the flowers in here. I'm only going to grab a couple of these. I'm not going to use a whole lot. I didn't want anything real big, and I didn't want to pull in that greenish color too much because most of my layout is pink and then yellow with her dress. So I didn't want to pull in too much of the greenish blue color. So I'm just sticking with a couple of these small floral embellishments. And then here's those little leaves that I was talking about earlier that I die cut out. I'm just using some of the Ultra Bond liquid adhesive to adhere just the ends of these leaves down, just so that it still fluffs up at the tips and gives them some movement. But I'm going to go ahead and stick down my photo at this point because I want to tuck these leaves in and things and kind of build around this. So I want to make sure that my photo is in place. And then I can go ahead and stick my title down too. So let's just put that down with some easy tear tape, and that's on my layout now. I found this little cute chipboard cloud in this collection, so I'm going to put that at the top of my layout and finish popping these leaves in here. I really liked how that looked there. I'm going to tuck a couple more in here, but they were a little bit long, so I just ended up ripping the tips off, and then I'm just tucking them under that cute little flower. My baby girl keeps pulling out that little foil scrap out of my garbage beside me and putting it back up on my desk. I think she feels like I need that yet, but it's just the excess foil that I peeled off of the toner card front. But she just really feels that I still need to use it, so she keeps popping it back up on my desk. So I've got these cute little flowers that I'm popping in there, and I'm going to grab a couple little ladybugs and put them in here too to go with that ladybug print paper that's behind the photo. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this little ladybug up with some 3D foam squares. And this one over here, these are the foam squares by Gina K. They're my favorite. I love them. The backing peels off super easy. I'm going to go ahead and use some Ultra Bond liquid adhesive on that little cloud so I know that it's going to stay there. My boys are coming in now pointing at her. They really like her photo and think she's super cute with her little dress on. And then my other son is mimicking me. See, he's always learning things from me, and he's trying to help and thread that twine on my layout for me. And I was talking to him at the time and saying, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, but I think I'm going to tuck it over here. I was telling him that I didn't know if I wanted to make it loopy like the other side. And then he comes in with the TV remote and wants the TV changed, which is every 5 seconds, mind you. I'm not even exaggerating. But just working on this twine here, I'm going to end up wrapping it around the page and tucking that in the other side here. So there it is. And I just taped it on the back so it wasn't moving around. I did end up using some Ultra Bond liquid glue here so that stayed tucked in. I totally forgot to peel the backing off of my color cast acrylic piece before I put that twine around it, so I just left it on there and hope that it sticks okay. But I guess if it decides to start peeling up in my book at any point, then I'll just go ahead and reinforce it at that point. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. So I've got my date stamp. That's the Paige Evans roller date stamp that I've got there. And then I'm just going to add some splatters with some of the Distress Oxide that I used earlier. So just watered that down and sprinkled it on. So there's the finished layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this process today. I hope I've inspired you to create something beautiful. And I'll link everything that I've used today below in the description in case you want to grab anything. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for being here. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye-bye.